and bases and the salts. Okay. About the salts, we revised that there are different types of salt. Salt basically is a neutral substance. Okay, this is what we revised in the last class, that it's basically a product formed due to the neutralization reaction between the acid and the bases, right? So when the acidic and the basic substance will react, it results in the formation of salt along with release of water, and in some cases, heat is also given out. Heat is also given out. So that is what a neutral substance is. Okay, also neutralization, you should be aware of this neutralization. Okay, basically when the reaction would be taking place, so thereby salt and water is given out. And what happens? The effect of both the substances is neutralized. Yes, Razan?
What is FaOH?
Repeat again, what is? It is NaOH, not
No,
F.
like FaOH 17.
You were saying what is
Equation of
FaOH?
is simple.
FaOH is not something.
Like, what do we say for iron?
What do we say for?
Iron equation.
Iron, completed once again. Iron?
Equation.
Iron equation. Are you talking about rusting of iron?
Yeah, like there are H N 2O plus NaCl. What is the one for iron?
I don't know what you were exactly talking about, Razan. I suppose you're talking about rusting of iron or something like that. See, basically, over here, see, about iron, when iron reacts with water, okay, and when it reacts with the air, so thereby rust is formed. Rust is formed. Getting it? And rust is basically Fe2O3. Okay, Fe2O3. That is the formula for rust. This is something which you'll be studying in higher classes. Okay. Also, try to sit in a place where there's no background noise. Okay. Try to sit in a quiet place. Generally, when you speak, there's always some sound coming from the background, because of which I find it difficult to understand what you say. Okay. So about the neutralization reaction, I was saying that when the acid and the bases would be reacting, so the effect of the acid and base, both of them are lost. Okay, now, so as a result, a substance is formed, that is salt. Salt is given off, that is neutral. So acid plus this is basically water. So water plus salt is given out, and salt is a neutral substance. So further, this neutralization reaction occurs in our daily life also. Suppose what happens when we suffer from acidity, when too much of hydrochloric acid is released into the stomach. So it causes stomach ache, or like kind of gives burning sensation in the chest, right? So to get relief from this, we generally consume an antacid. We generally consume antacids like milk of magnesia, which is basically containing the chemical substance called as magnesium hydroxide in it. Magnesium hydroxide. Okay, so once we take this magnesium hydroxide, also we should know that this is basically a base. This is a base. So when magnesium hydroxide is consumed, it reacts with the hydrochloric acid present in the stomach. So when the acid would be reacting with the base, you know that. Why do we use stencils for? Stepsels, you mean to say? Steps. Okay, got it. See, generally stepsils tablets which we use, they are kind of when we suffer from some throat infection, there's infection in the throat or in the mouth, okay, or when we are suffering from dry cough. So in order to get relief from that condition, we usually consume strepsils, right? So like many times what happens when we'd be consuming the food, okay, so we find it difficult to engulf the food due to some infection in the throat. Okay, so thereby we consume the strepsil. right? Okay. Yeah, getting back to this topic. So hydrochloric acid is secreted by the stomach. When you consume antacid, which is containing a base in it, so thereby acid and the base would be reacting, and thereby both of their effects are neutralized. Hence, we get relief from the pain. That is one thing. Next, sometimes when we are bitten by an ant, it causes a burning pain, right? Why is it so? The ant bites are
Because
painful.
it has acid in it.
Name the acid.
Um,
Starts with F. That is formic acid. Okay, na? Ant bite contains formic acid. So to get relief from this, what we can do, we can take some moist baking soda from the kitchen. You can take some baking soda. You can add a little water in it, and then you rub it on the area where you have been bitten. So this will give you relief from the pain. Okay. Similarly, if we were to be stung by the bees also, the honey bees, the same thing can be done there also.
Or bitten by a snake.
Bitten by a snake, then the God forbid that happens. But if someone is bitten by the snake, the first thing that they should be doing is they need to stop the flow of the blood to other part of the body. Suppose, for example, suppose at this part of the hand over here, someone is bitten by the snake. So what one can do, they will tie a rope or some cloth tightly next to it, like over here, so that we can stop the flow of the blood, we can decrease the flow of the blood. Further, one needs to stay calm and still. Okay. Also, if possible, one should try to identify the snake or just click a picture of that snake. So thereby when treatment for the snake bite will be done, it will be helpful. Repeat again. Once again, please repeat.
Nothing, sir.
Okay. Further, also further, what one should do, one can cut the wound. Okay, na? One can cut the wound, but it should not be generally done at home. Okay, na? So once they get to the hospital, what the doctor would be doing, they will be making a cut at the wound so that they can get rid of the toxic blood. They can get rid of some of the poison. Okay. So at the medical facility, also we see that that wound will be first cleaned, will be applied some antiseptics on it, getting, and thereby by adequate amount of medicines or proper medicines would be given in order to get rid of the poison in the blood. So that is the case. Okay. Next topic here, we see that in order to ensure that the crops grow well in the soil, we ensure that the soil is neutral in nature. Okay, its pH level is about 7. Okay, on the pH scale, if it is having a pH value of 7, so that soil is very good for the for crops to grow. So if the soil is acidic in nature or if the soil is basic in nature, then we need to treat the soil. What we need to do, we need to treat the soil. So suppose, Razan, if the soil is acidic in nature, okay, so thereby we will add lime in it. What do we add? Lime is added in it. Lime, lime. Write it over here. Lime is added. Or if the soil is alkaline, basically meaning that if it is basic in nature, so thereby we add manure.
What is manual?
Manure is prepared from the dead and decaying organic matter, like it is prepared from the dead leaves, vegetable peels, human and animal excreta, the fecal matter, all that. So from that manure is prepared. Getting it? So by addition of manure in the soil, we can turn it back to neutral. If the soil is basic in nature, so manure will be added to this. Or if it is acidic, so thereby lime will be added to this. Okay, na? Basically, quick lime will be added. That is quick lime. You can take a look at the image of the quick lime over here. See, This is the quicklime. Okay, now if the soil is acidic, to neutralize that soil, quicklime is added. Okay. Further, the factory waste that are dumped into the water bodies, that too can be acidic in nature. Okay, generally they are acidic in nature. So before being released into the water body, they must be treated to make it neutral, right? Before you discharge, before it is discharged into the water bodies, it must be treated with basic substances to make it neutral. Otherwise, if acidic water were to be released into the water body, so it will kill the living organisms in that water body, kill the aquatic plant and the fishes. So that is the neutralization reaction happening in our day-to-day life. Hope it is clear to you.
It's
Okay. Name the chemical substance present in milk of magnesia. Name the base found in it. What is the base? Name the base found in milk of magnesia.
Anticid.
No, it is called as antacid. Okay. Antacid is something which neutralizes the effect of acid and it is used to get rid of acidity. Okay, that is correct. The chemical name is magnesium hydroxide. This is the basic substance found in it. Okay. So milk of magnesia contains magnesium hydroxide on it. Okay. So these things we have discussed, we have revised. Now, as a result of neutralization reaction, the product that we get is a neutral substance. So generally, in most of the cases, we get salt. So it's the product formed from the neutralization reaction of acid and the basic substances. Along with salt, let me write the names here so that you don't get confused. One. HCl here is hydrochloric acid, okay? HCl here is hydrochloric acid. NaOH here is a base and it is sodium hydroxide, all right? Sodium hydroxide. NaCl here is sodium chloride.
It's 20 is water.
Exactly. H2O actually. This is not written appropriately, but this is H2O. Okay, now this is H2 is written on the foot of H like this. So this is basically water. So reaction in which acid is reacting with the base to give a salt and water. So that is all about neutralization reaction. And the substance here, main product we get is the salt. And sodium chloride is the same salt that we consume in our food. This is the salt that we consume in our food. Okay. So since it is consumed every day and it is very common, it is also called as common salt. Okay. Now it is advised to consume about 5 gram of salt and not more than that. The World Health Organization, you have heard of World Health Organization or not? WHO have no. See, basically, World Health Organization, this is a body, this is an organization whose work is to release guidelines, to release health guidelines for all the people all around the world. For example, when during the COVID pandemic, okay, now whatever health guidelines we had to follow, it was being released by the World Health Organization. Getting what I'm trying to say? Okay, so World Health Organization, in simple terms, is basically an agency, okay, that will be coordinating the global health. It will be bringing up so many efforts to make sure that people stay healthy. Their mission is to improve the health and the well-being of all the people, right? So they will be promoting the medical research. They also promotes health and safety. Okay, will be protecting people from health emergency whenever it appears as if some disease can be very deadly and it can spread. So World Health Organization will educate the people about such kind of diseases. Anyways, so World Health Organization recommends that on a day-to-day basis, one should not consume more than 5 milligram of salt. Okay, that is important thing. Now, why is salt important for our body? The salt that we consume is sodium chloride now. So the sodium in it is important. Sodium in it is very important, as sodium is required to regulate the amount of fluid in our body. It also maintains our blood pressure and is responsible for normal functioning of the muscles and the nerves in our body. Hope you are getting it, Razan, so far.
Yes, sir.
Have you seen, normally the salt which we purchase has it iodine is present in it. It is written as iodized salt, right? You observed this?
Yes, sir.
It's iodized salt that we consume. So iodized salt basically contains iodine in it. And why iodine is important? Because it is important for this structure, for this gland present in our throat called as thyroid gland. Okay, no? So it is important for this gland. So if people do not get iodized salt, no, so this is how it happens. This gland, that is the thyroid gland, will swell up. Okay, it swells up and leads to a deficiency disease. Do you know the name of the deficiency disease? Caused
Sir, which
due
one?
to,
Goiter?
exactly, caused due to lack of
Goiter.
iodine.
Oh, iodine.
Yeah, disease is goiter, that is correct. Okay, then further we have different types of salt.
We have
Like
brown salt.
that's a different thing. Based on the mineral composition of salt, you have so many types of salts are there. Okay, so you have black salt, white salt, you have brown salt, etc. Okay, so black salt basically is such type of salt which has lower amount of sodium in it. Okay, black salt helps in digestion. Okay, now so these are different types of salts. That is also correct. Okay, like their mineral composition is different. The amount and the type of mineral present in these are different. Getting it what I'm trying to say. Further, based on the nature of salt, we have acidic salt, basic salt. Getting it like this. Okay, or we have neutral salt. So when a salt is formed due to the reaction of a strong acid and a strong base, so thereby the salt will be neutral in nature. Getting what I'm trying to say? Okay. As we have learned, the very first thing which we discussed in the chapter about acid and base and their types. You have a strong acid, you have weak acid. You have a strong base and weak base. Hydrochloric acid, nitric acid, sulfuric acid. All these are examples of a strong acid. What is this HCl here? It's the short form for, hold on. It's the short form for hydrochloric acid. Okay, na, Razan? This one. Yeah. So when hydrochloric acid reacts with sodium hydroxide, as a result of this, we get a neutral salt. What is this neutral salt here? It is sodium chloride. Apart from sodium chloride, what else do we get? We get water. All right. So just like that, suppose you have weak acid and weak base. So thereby the salt again in this case is going to be neutral salt and the water will obviously be released. But suppose if the acid is strong, but the base is weak, so that salt will be acidic salt. Or if the acid is weak but the base is strong, so the base will dominate over the acid, and hence the salt will be basic in nature. So these are different types of salts. Any questions, any doubts from this?
No, sir.
Okay, answer this question to me. What will happen if if you have a strong base and a strong acid reacting together? So the salt form will be neutral, will it be acidic, or will it be basic in nature? If you have
Which
Yes.
question are you asking?
No, I'm just writing this question here. First, see, you have a strong acid and you have a strong base. So as a reaction between the two, the salt formed here along with water, the salt will be acidic, or will it be neutral, or will it be basic?
Neutral.
It will be neutral. Very good. Now suppose if the acid is strong, but the base is weak. So salt form will be
Strong acid.
strong acid.
Acidic.
Acidic salt, you mean to say. Good.
Yes, sir.
And suppose if it is strong, suppose if it is weak acid and it reacts with strong base, then
It will be
basic salt along with water. And if both of them are weak, weak acid plus weak base,
neutral.
neutral. Well done. Okay, answer the following questions.
The following is strong base. Iron hydroxide.
Repeat again.
Iron hydroxide.
No, not iron hydroxide. No. We have the D
Sodium
one.
hydroxide.
Exactly, sodium hydroxide. Okay, next.
Sodium chloride and a red litmus blue.
What is sodium chloride here, Razan? Is it acid, a base, or a salt? What is it? Remember moments ago, as I was telling you, the common salt that we consume basically contains sodium
Litmus
chloride
blue.
in it. No. What is the nature of salt? That is the
Salt.
chemical nature of salt. Is it acidic or basic or simply neutral?
Sir, isn't it the sodium chloride turns question?
Yeah, that question I'm asking.
No change in color.
Because sodium chloride is neutral in nature. Okay, no? It is neutral in nature. So thereby it will not change the color of any of the indicators. You get my point?
Yes.
Next, sour things contain
Some things contain acids.
reaction between acids and bases to form salt and water is called
Neutralization reaction.
good. Answer this question first. This one and this one.
In case of indigestion, we use
Indigestion.
indigestion. Indigestion means like out.
Like indigestion generally means that when the food is not digested properly. Okay. In the case of indigestion, the food is not basically digested completely and it again.
And acids.
Antacids. Antacids. Exactly.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so indigestion, like there's a discomfort or pain in the stomach, right? So in this, the stomach would be kind of upset. So it will give some pain, can give a burning sensation. Okay, why that burning sensation occurs during indigestion? Because of excessive release of acids in the stomach. Okay, so as excessive amount of acid is being produced in the stomach, so we will consume antacids. So when the antacid basically contains, it contains base in it, no? Base is found in the antacid. So base, when it will go into the stomach, so it will react with the acid and neutralization reaction occurs. Hence we get relief because the effect of the acid in the stomach is now neutralized due to the action of base. So that is antacid. Next question.
Lactic acid is found in curd.
Good, good. Okay. Then we have discussed about the indicators. Okay. So indicators are basically the substances with the help of which we are able to determine the acidic, basic, or neutral nature of the substances. Okay, na? So they are these substances that generally helps us determine whether a solution is acidic or basic by changing its color, when acid or base will be added to it. But sometimes we have olfactory indicators also, that they will lose their smell or will either retain their smell when acid or bases are added in them. Okay, so based on this, we have got different types of indicators. Some of them are natural indicators, some of them are synthetic, like some of them are obtained from natural products like this cabbage leaf, like turmeric powder, getting it, China rose petals. So those are
It's
natural
very nice.
indicators. Even this litmus paper is extracted from the lichens, right?
Where
So
can
that
we get litmus paper?
we can get it from certain shops in the market, or many times shops, from the shops you might not get it, so you can order it online. You know, there are various places from where you can purchase the litmus paper. Okay, like you can get it from Amazon or some website. Okay, in fact, we can prepare it at home also, but generally in order to prepare this now, we need to have this thing called as lichen over here. Okay, yeah. So talking about the litmus paper, it's a naturally occurring purple colored indicator which is extracted from the lichens. Okay, which is extracted from the lichen. What is lichen? It's a symbiotic relationship between fungi and alga. Okay, now fungi and the alga, they live in a symbiotic relationship where both of them will be benefiting one another. So if we have fungi plus alga that lives together, fungi would be providing water to alga. It provides it with water, and alga does photosynthesis and prepares the food and provides the food to the fungi. So both of them are benefiting one another. Yeah.
So
Hmm. So they exist together and they kind of look like this. So with from this we make the litmus. From this we make the litmus, and the natural color of the litmus is purple actually. Later on we give it blue and the red color. Okay, no. So natural color is purple. Okay. Now, when this is added into the acidic solution, okay, it turns red, and when added to the basic solution, it turns blue. Here's how it happens. Suppose we have taken this blue litmus paper, and when you dip into the acidic solution, its color will change to red. So it shows that the given solution is acidic in nature, when the blue litmus would be turning red in color. And when you have dipped it in the basic solution and you have taken a red litmus paper basically, so this will turn blue, indicating that the given solution is basic in nature. Okay, hope you're getting it. Okay, now suppose you have taken the salt solution. Salt is neutral in nature, right? So when you will dip the litmus paper, whether you dip the red litmus paper or whether you dip the blue litmus paper, there will be no change on the litmus paper. Getting it? Whether I put the blue litmus paper or the red litmus paper in the salt solution, there is no change, no color change. Why is it so? Because salt is a neutral substance, neither acidic nor basic in nature. Okay. Now, apart from the litmus paper, there are many other indicators also. Okay. We have another naturally occurring other natural indicator that is extracted from the China rose flower. Okay. So we take the petals of the China rose. This is
yes.
and we dip it into the warm water. We will keep it in the warm water, and after some time, we will observe that the solution will turn pink in color. Now, this pink color solution can be used as an indicator. So when you will when you will put few drops of acids in it, it will turn dark pink. When you add few drops of basic substance in it, it will turn greenish in color. So they were indicating the acidic and basic nature of the given sample, given substance that is being tested. Apart from this, now, the red cabbage, okay, the red cabbage is also used as an indicator. Even the grape juice, the skin of the turnip, or the curry powder, cherries, beetroots, onion, and tomato, they can also be used as natural indicator. Okay. So litmus paper we have learned. Then we have synthetic indicators. By the way, we have one more natural indicator over here, that is the turmeric powder. So many times we observe that while you'd be eating some food that contains turmeric in it, and that food were to fall on our cloth, so there will be a stain on the cloth. And when that cloth is washed with the detergents, with the washing powder contains bases in it, no? Like sodium hydroxide is present in the washing powder. So after washing, the color will change to red in color. Why does it happen? Because the turmeric present in the food has reacted with the washing powder and now the color turns red. So this shows that the chemical nature of the washing powder is base. It is basic substance. When you have taken some litmus solution, this turmeric solution, you add a basic substance, it turns red in color. But when you dip some, when you drop, when you put a few drops of acids in it, it will remain yellow in color. So that is how this another natural indicator works. Then we have some other natural indicators, which are basically called as olfactory indicators, like onion extract. You will take vanilla extract and clove oil. Okay. Now, when we will add a few drops of acids in them, no, so their smell will remain. Okay, no, their smell will not go. But when we add basic substances to them, so they will be losing their smell. So that is how this olfactory indicator, which are also natural indicators, works. Then you have some synthetic indicators. Respectively, you have two synthetic indicators. We have this phenolphthalein, and the another one is methyl orange. Okay. Now, when we add acid in this phenolphthalein, it remains colorless. Okay, now it does not show any change. But when basic substance is added to the phenolphthalein, it will turn pink to red, thereby showing that the given substance is basically basic in nature. Further, you have the methyl orange. The color of the solution is orange. When acid is added into this, it turns red. But when the basic substances are added, it turns yellow in color. So this is how the synthetic indicators work here. Okay, so that was all there in the chapter which we have revised. You said you would like to do questions from respiration in organisms. Am I correct, Pazan? Okay. Tomorrow you are having a test from that chapter, no, right?
Oral.
It's an oral test.
Yes.
Okay, okay. So first of all, let's start with the very basic question. Okay, that is just tell me what is respiration?
Respiration means like uh, when organisms need to breathe,
Repeat again.
like when we need to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Mm-hmm. Okay, take your time. We can take 1 or 2 minutes to answer this. First thing you have answered, we were answering it correctly or going in the right direction, that the process of breathing in which oxygen and carbon dioxide is exchanged, right? The process of breathing in oxygen and breathing out carbon dioxide, but as well as the chemical process occurring in the cells where oxygen is used to break down the food and get energy from it. So that is what respiration is. Respiration, as I'm saying, that it is the process of breathing in oxygen and breathing out carbon dioxide, as well as the chemical process in which the oxygen will be used to break down the food and get energy from the food. Getting it, Razan? Can you repeat what I have just said?
Respiration means when we breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide.
That's all. No, there was one more thing I said.
Oh.
As well as the chemical process
Oh.
that.
Chemical process.
Continue.
Yeah.
By the way, I did told you one thing. Remember, few days ago, I did told you to share the exercise questions or the answers or whatever you have. Yeah, speak clearly. Did you share it or not, Razan? Because the
Today or
questions.
tomorrow, I said.
Okay, tomorrow. Okay, make sure
Yes,
to
sir.
share it because the questions are going to be from your exercise only, so that will be very relevant. So respiration is the process of breathing in oxygen and breathing out carbon dioxide, as well as the chemical process in which the oxygen is used to break down the food in the cells and get energy from it. Read the given definition I have written here. Read it loudly.
Respiration is the process of breathing in oxygen and breathing out carbon dioxide, as well as the chemical process in which the organ is used to break down the food in the cells to get energy from it.
In which the oxygen is used to break down the um, as well as the chemical process in which the oxygen is used to break down the food in the cells and get energy from it. Okay. Next, what are the yes?
Okay.
What are the two types of respiration? Hmm.
What do you
Column 1 contains animals. This is a match for the following question. Yeah.
anaerobic respiration and aerobic respiration?
Aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Good. Okay. Can you tell me what are the differences between the two?
And anaerobic is used to break down foods.
In both of them, food is broken down. In both of them. So, what is the difference? Yes, Suzanne? In both of them, food is broken down to obtain energy. But how are they different from one another? Remember,
Takes place in the presence of oxygen aerobic
very good. And
and anaerobic respiration takes place in the absence of oxygen.
very good. In which one more energy is released?
Aerobic,
Aerobic. And less energy is in anaerobic.
anaerobic.
Okay. Can anaerobic respiration occur in the humans also?
Anaerobic respiration.
When does it occur?
Um,
Hmm.
when we breathe.
While we breathe?
Mm.
No. Many times when we do some intense physical workout, suppose you ran for 5 kilometers, suppose. So you will feel some pain in your legs. If you are not very habitual of running, okay, suppose you participate in marathon. When you grow up, you participate in some marathon. Marathons are usually long races, right? like of 8 kilometer, 10 kilometer, 20 kilometer. So generally, the athletes would be feeling muscular cramps. They will feel pain in their muscles. So in that situation, the anaerobic respiration occurs in the muscles because the muscles might not be getting adequate amount of oxygen. So they will be in limited supply of oxygen, or in absence of oxygen, they will do anaerobic respiration. And in anaerobic respiration, when it occurs in the muscular cells of humans or animals, which substances are given out? You understood my question, Razan? Yes, Razan, you
So can
still
you
there?
repeat the question again?
Okay, just tell me, when anaerobic respiration occurs in the muscular cells of humans and animals, which product is given out? Is there some acid that is given out? Yeah. What is the name of that acid?
Um, oh,
Does it start with L?
lactic acid.
Lactic acid. Okay. So keep this thing in mind that when the cells do not get adequate amount of oxygen, so they are not able to perform aerobic respiration. So they will be forced to do anaerobic respiration, where instead of getting carbon dioxide and water, we get lactic acid. Okay, no? And this lactic acid will give muscular cramp. Okay, now solve the question. Next question, question number 2. Match these.
Fish gills.
Fish gills. Okay.
Frog lungs.
Hmm.
Cockroach spiracles.
1 minute. For frog, you are saying
Lungs.
lungs. Okay.
Cockroaches spiracles.
Hmm.
Earthworm skin.
Very good. For earthworm, you have got a skin. Good. Okay. Uh, Next answer to me. I will be giving you two reactions. Okay. Reaction A is in which glucose is broken down to alcohol. A, like these are the organisms. Okay, no? Organism A. And thereby you have organism B. Now in organism A, glucose is broken down to obtain alcohol plus carbon dioxide plus energy is released.
Oh,
And in organism B, you have to name what is this organism A and what is organism B. Okay. So in this case, glucose is broken down into carbon dioxide plus water plus energy. Okay, so you have to answer that A, is it equal to aerobic respiration or is it equal to anaerobic?
both.
Organism A.
Oh, okay.
Mhm. Okay. Also,
Aerobic.
you have to tell me whether it occurs by the yeast or does it occur in the human.
Aerobic human.
No, you really need to revise the chapter. I can see that you haven't revised this chapter, Razan. Did you give a reading to this chapter? Have you done a reading of this chapter?
Not fully.
No.
Not fully.
Why you haven't done the reading of this chapter? Hmm? What did we learn about yeast? Remember, we had learned about this organism yeast, which
It's an example of anaerobic respiration.
yeast is not an example of aerobic respiration, but it is an
No,
organism.
anaerobic.
Yeast is an example of an organism that carries out anaerobic respiration. And what the yeast does, it converts glucose into alcohol and gives out carbon dioxide and energy. See, we had revised these things. Let's continue this question, then we'll get back to the chapter. So this is done by the yeast cells, okay? All right. So the appropriate answer here is anaerobic respiration and yeast. Next, tell me about organism B. This one I'm not going to answer. You tell me. Organism B, is it doing aerobic or anaerobic respiration?
Aerobic respiration.
Okay. So is it being done by the yeast or by the human? By the human. Good. Now tell me, in the case of humans, when anaerobic respiration occurs in humans, what happens? Glucose.
Glucose is broken down into alcohol.
No,
Plus,
no. I'm saying what happens when anaerobic respiration occurs in humans, in the muscular cells of humans.
when we run so much like that,
Yeah, like that.
when our legs won't have enough oxygen, and it will cause lactic acid.
So glucose is converted into lactic acid. Okay, that's anaerobic respiration occurring in the case of humans. Okay, can also occur in the animals also. All right. Okay. Next, tell me that. Yeah. Just repeat what you were saying.
Nothing so.
Okay. Now, tell me that elephant has two lungs. Okay. So by this logic, what does mango tree have?
So what does elephant have?
Lungs. Yeah. See, you need to find the correlation. You have to find the correlation. If elephants have lungs, then what do mango tree have?
Oxygen, like when if we plant more, we get more oxygen.
No. See, elephants breathe in via the help of lungs. So how do the mango trees breathe? Or any given tree, how they would be breathing? Yeah?
Water?
No. Elephants does breathing via the help of lungs now. So mango tree would be doing breathing basically via the leaves now. Why the leaves now?
How can it breathe through the leaves?
The leaves have got tiny spores on them, tiny pores on them, called as stomata. They have tiny opening on them called as stomata. So via the stomata, they will take in oxygen. These holes, via this, they will take in oxygen now. And via this, they will release back carbon dioxide. Getting it or not? Or if they have to take in carbon dioxide, they will take it via this, or they have to get rid of the oxygen, they will get via this now. Okay. Now tell me, I need some answers from you. Tell me, currently, as your exams are near, it's going to be on 16th of March. So currently, for how many hours are you self-studying right now?
What's that?
For how many hours do you study at home other than the school and the classes?
1 hour.
For only 1 hour. So in that 1 hour, how many subjects do you study?
Each hour, mostly each hour, different subjects.
Different subjects. See, 1 hour is not going to be enough, Razan. Okay. And I can surely say that you are not revising the chapters which we have done. I can surely say that you are not doing the revision properly. There were many basic questions which you are not able to answer. Okay, so as your exams are near, so make sure you study your study hour. Okay, now if you're studying for 1 hour, increase it to 2 hour. Okay, then once you'll be studying for 2 hour, increase it by another half an hour, like this. So for today, suppose for example, today you have studied for 1 hour. Okay, Rasan. Now
Sir,
tomorrow,
like
what you will? Mhm.
each day I'll be learning one more chapter.
Yeah, let me design a strategy for you, like how you can increase your study hour. Suppose if you have studied for 1 hour today, suppose that is 6th of February today, right? Now tomorrow, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hmm. Now tomorrow on 7th of February, you will study for 1 hour and 10 minutes. Okay, 1 hour and 10
Yes,
minutes.
sir.
Then on 8th of February, you will study for 1 hour and 20 minutes. So each day you are increasing your study hour by 10 minutes, right? So after 6 days, meaning that on 12th of February, you will notice down that you would have studied for 2 hours. Getting it what I'm trying to say?
Sir.
So today you study for 1 hour, next day 1 hour 10 minutes, then the other day 1 hour 20 minutes, then 1 hour 30 minutes. Like this on 12th of February, you will notice that okay, now you're studying for 2 hours daily. So like this, you can increase your study hours. Okay, just little bit of more effort every day. Okay. Hmm.
And physical and chemical changes.
Physical and chemical changes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Before we end the class, I have few more questions to you. Mm, tell me, while we do inhalation, the diaphragm will be moving down or will be moving up when we inhale the air?
Means when we breathe in air, right?
Yeah, that is what inhalation is. Hmm.
The diaphragm will be moving up.
No, down, no. It moves down to create more space.
That's when we do exhalation, right?
That's when we do exhalation. Then the diaphragm would be moving up. But when we do inhalation, the diaphragm would be moving down. Getting it?
Inhalation means releasing air or
No, no. Inhalation
taking.
means taking in air. Inhalation means taking in air. Okay. Hmm. By the way, sorry for saying this, but whoever is standing next to you, okay, please ask your siblings to just give you some quiet space, give you some space while you are taking a class. Okay, no, otherwise it will be causing interruption for you, and many times I am also finding it difficult to understand what you say. Okay, Rasan.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Next, what happens when we take lime water? Okay, now we take lime water, and when we take a straw, a plastic straw, and when we blow air in it, why our mouth, when we will be blowing air in it, so we observe that lime water, it turns milky. Why does it happen that it turns milky?
The bubbles will form when we blow on it,
Mm-hmm.
and then the oxygen will.
No, the when we'll be blowing air from our mouth into this lime water, when we'll be blowing air with the help of a straw. So what does the air that we blow from our mouth contain? Which gases are present in it? Obviously, hmm, carbon dioxide. Okay.
Carbon.
Yeah. So carbon dioxide, you're blowing this into this lime water, and because of the carbon dioxide, it turns milky in color. Getting it? Okay, no? Okay, so that's it for today's class. We'll be continuing from the next.